The one thing all construction sites have in common is tools get dropped. Some more often than others. In this case, this is basically what happened to this one, or at least that's what I was told. It still fires, but the safety no longer recoils. So if you press it, it actually gets stuck, doesn't come back down. So probably needs a good cleaning, but we're going to do this as if you were in the field and all you got was the box, no extra oil or any kind of degreaser. Can we fix it or not? That is the question. First thing I'm going to do is take these two screws out here and then see if maybe there's something stuck or something else is happening over here. Okay, first things first. Okay, so without the extra weight, it does want to come back, but it seems like it's very sluggish. It would be a good idea to take the whole thing apart and go from there. So after looking at this, I don't see anything visibly damaged. Everything was in place. It does look very dirty. There's a lot of buildup of you know, oil and dust and, you know, dirt. So from what I can tell, I think the reason why it wasn't working correctly is there's too much drag from all this dirt. So it should be cleaned. This is really not something you should be doing in the field, but if, let's say, you need it and you've got no other option, I'm going to try to see if I can get it working by just cleaning it up with a paper towel, getting all that grease out, and then putting it back together. So we'll see what happens. And just so you can see that I'm not kidding, this thing is filthy. Should be stripped down, cleaned up, and that would probably fix most of the issues. I got most of it cleaned up with this paper towel, at least the parts that are sliding. So now we will see, once we put it back together, if it fires or not. Putting it back together is fairly simple. Seems to be sliding freely with just a little bit of dirt removal. So put everything back together and we have the same issue. Now everything worked fine until I put the tip back in. So it must be an issue with the tip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off and flip it upside down and put it back and see if it works. If it's the weight or if it's something else. If it's that, then we'll look a little closer at this tip, because I suspect that we'll find some binding in here somewhere. Okay, so now we have the tip upside down, so drum rolls. Well, it probably still needs a good cleaning, but clearly the major issue is the tip. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, it's still not super springy. But it's definitely working. So it's this metal tip that's the problem. Now it is a little hard to tell. I'm trying to get this camera on the proper angle so you can see. It does look like the two sides are not parallel. So it's possible that it got bent on the bottom. So now when it slides, it's basically twisting and creating drag. Now this definitely looks like the culprit. So I'm going to see if we can bend it back in place and straighten it out a little bit, and maybe open the gap, see if we can get it to slide nice and even in there. Okay, after beating on it a little bit with a cold chisel and framing hammer, I think I got it to a working position. Now this should probably be put in a vise or replaced completely, because it is twisted. I think this is where the whole problem is coming from. So get our desk block back over here. So I was able to fix it with just using things that are available on a construction site. Paper towel, a hammer, a chisel. I had to open up the gap here, bend this top part, but I was able to find the sweet spot, and now it works like a champ. Now, was this caused by this nail gun being dropped? You know, I kind of doubt it, because it was twisted in multiple directions, so I'm more inclined to say that somebody tried to fix it and ended up twisted it even worse. Is this the best fix in the world? No, but in a pinch you got to do what you got to do. Is it going to work? For sure. I mean, it still feels like it's solid. Is it possible that it's going to break because it's been twisted so many times? Possible. So, I mean, if you want to be extra safe, go to Paslode to get yourself another tip, and then you're good to go. Probably not going to use it. I will probably take it apart again, clean it, get the degreaser, lube it up, make sure that everything's nice and clean on the inside. It was way too cruddy to pretend that I didn't see that, you know. So that being said, this is pretty much it. If you ever run into this problem, I guess don't take it apart unless you plan on cleaning it anyway. Just check the tip, make sure that there's no pinch in there, and then, you know, go from there. So happy framing, I guess. See ya.